Once upon a time in a far-off land, there was a beautiful and enchanted forest. This was no ordinary forest, oh no. This was a place where the extraordinary was ordinary and the impossible was possible. It was a land where magic thrived and danced in the air, where every leaf and blade of grass shimmered with an ethereal glow. In this forest, the flowers bloomed all year round, their petals perfumed with the sweetest of scents. The mushrooms were as tall as trees, their colorful caps providing shade for the smaller critters scuttling below. And the trees, oh the trees! They reached so high their tops seemed to tickle the sky. Living within the forest were the most delightful creatures, each more magical than the last. There were the hummingbird butterflies, their wings a blur of iridescent colors as they zipped from flower to flower. The twinkling glowworms that turned the forest into a living, breathing constellation come nightfall. And let's not forget about the whispering willows, their leafy branches swaying gently in the breeze, sharing secrets only the wind could hear. But the forest was not just home to these magical creatures and plants. No, it was also the residence of a rather special tree. Not just any tree, but a friendly and wise old tree named Barkley. Barkley was not just the tallest and strongest tree in the forest, but he was also the gentlest and kindest. With his thick, gnarled trunk and his leafy canopy that seemed to touch the stars, he was a beacon of wisdom and strength. He had a heart as warm as the summer sun, and a soul as deep as the roots that held him firm. All the forest's inhabitants, from the smallest insect to the tallest tree, respected Barkley. They would often seek his wisdom, for he had lived for many a moon and had seen the forest through its seasons of joy and sorrow. And in the heart of this enchanted forest stood the oldest and wisest of them all, Barkley the tree. One sunny day, a little girl named Lily, with sparkling eyes and a heart full of curiosity, wandered into the enchanted forest. Her home was nestled near the edge of this magical woodland, a place filled with whispers of the unknown and the allure of adventure. Lily, always the explorer, couldn't resist the call of the forest any longer. As she stepped into the forest, she was greeted by a symphony of sounds. The rustling leaves harmonized with the chirping of the birds, and the babbling brook added a soothing melody to the orchestra. The forest was alive, each creature playing its part in the grand symphony of nature. Her eyes widened as she encountered the magical creatures of the forest. There were tiny pixies darting around the flowers, their wings shimmering in the sunlight. She saw a family of unicorns grazing peacefully by the brook, their horns glowing with a gentle radiance. And high above, perched on the tallest tree, was a phoenix, its fiery feathers casting a warm glow on the forest below. Lily was filled with wonder. Her heart thumped with excitement as she ventured deeper into the forest, each step revealing more of the forest's magical inhabitants. She met talking rabbits, dancing mushrooms, and even a grumpy old tortoise who claimed to be the oldest creature in the forest. Her fascination grew with each encounter. The forest was a treasure trove of wonders, each corner holding a new surprise. She was lost in its enchantment, her mind buzzing with the magic that filled the air. The enchanted forest was no longer just a mysterious place near her home. It was a world of magic and wonder, a place where every creature had a story to tell. As she ventured further, she came across a clearing. In the middle of the clearing stood a tree. It was not an ordinary tree, but a grand old tree with a thick trunk and branches that reached out to the sky. This was Barkley, the wise old tree, known to all the creatures of the forest. And there, standing tall and grand, she met Barkley, the wise old tree. As Lily spent more time in the forest, she noticed something strange. Barkley, the friendly tree spirit who'd become her closest friend in the enchanted forest, didn't seem his usual lively self. His leaves, typically a vibrant shade of emerald green, had turned a dull, lifeless gray. His strong branches, once full of energy, now drooped sadly towards the ground. Barkley, who always had a story or a riddle ready for Lily, seemed unusually quiet and withdrawn. Lily also noticed that the forest itself seemed to be losing its magic. The flowers weren't as radiant as they used to be, and the once sparkling stream now flowed sluggishly. The chirping of the birds was less cheerful, and the glowworms seemed to have lost their shine. The enchanted forest, once a place of wonder and delight, now felt somber and melancholy. Puzzled and worried, Lily approached Barkley. "What's happened to you, Barkley? And why does the forest look so sad?" she asked. Barkley, with a sigh, told Lily the truth. "I'm losing my magic, Lily," he confessed, "and so is the forest. It's happening because people have stopped believing in magic, in the enchanting tales of friendly spirits and talking animals. As their belief fades, so does our magic." Lily listened, her heart sinking. She couldn't imagine the forest without its magic, without the laughter of the fairies and the songs of the tree spirits. She couldn't bear the thought of Barkley losing his magic, his joy, his spirit. But Lily, determined and brave, decided she would help Barkley and save the enchanted forest. She wouldn't let the magic fade away. She wouldn't let the forest lose its charm, and she certainly wouldn't let Barkley lose his magic. She decided right then and there she would do whatever it took to bring back the magic, to make people believe again. With a hopeful heart, Lily set out on a mission to bring back the magic. Our bright-eyed Lily, armed with courage and belief, embarked on her quest. She knew it wouldn't be an easy task, but she was determined to rekindle the magic that once lived in the hearts of her townsfolk. Every morning, she'd walk into town, her pockets filled with glittering fairy dust, and her heart brimming with stories of her enchanting experiences in the forest. She'd gather the townsfolk around her and start weaving tales of the magical creatures she had met. She spoke of the playful pixies that danced in the moonlight, the wise old tree that could speak in whispers of the wind, and the shimmering river that sang sweet lullabies. And it wasn't just tales she had to share, but proof of magic as well. She'd carefully pull out a tiny glowing creature from her pocket. It was a firefly, but not just any firefly. This one was from the enchanted forest, and it shone brighter than any star in the night sky. The townsfolk watched in awe as the little creature fluttered around, spreading a soft golden glow. Every evening, she'd lead the children to the edge of the enchanted forest. There she'd summon the magical creatures. With a gentle wave of her hand, the bushes rustled, and out popped little creatures of all shapes and sizes. There were rabbits with wings, squirrels with rainbow tails, and birds that sparkled like diamonds. The children's eyes would widen with delight, and their laughter would ring through the town. Day by day, Lily's efforts started bearing fruit. Skepticism turned into curiosity, curiosity into wonder, and soon, the entire town started to believe in magic again. The once skeptical adults now watched in awe as magic unfolded before their very eyes. The children's laughter echoed through the town, and hope was rekindled. The magic that was once lost was now found, all thanks to our brave little Lily. It just goes to show, magic is real, but it's only as real as our belief in it. Soon, the people in her town started to believe in magic again. As the belief in magic grew, so did the magic in the enchanted forest. The enchanted forest, once ailing and fading, now blossomed in full magical glory. The leaves on the trees shimmered in hues of emerald and jade, the rainbow-colored flowers bloomed brighter, and the water in the babbling brook sparkled like liquid starlight. The air was filled with a sweet melody, a symphony of nature, as the creatures of the forest sang in joy and danced in celebration. In the heart of the forest, Barkley, the ancient tree guardian, stood tall and majestic. His once withered bark was now healthy and robust, glowing with a soft, warm light. He looked down at his strong branches, his twinkling leaves, and he could feel the life pulsating through him. Barkley was not just healthy, he was happy again, his spirit renewed by the magic that flowed through the forest. And in the midst of all this splendor was Lily, the little girl whose belief and determination had saved them all. She stood there, her eyes wide with wonder, her heart filled with joy. She was hailed as a hero, not just in her own town, but in the enchanted forest as well. The animals of the forest gathered around her, their eyes shining with gratitude and admiration, their tiny voices raised in cheers and applause. Lily's actions had made a difference. A big difference. She had shown everyone that even the smallest person can achieve great things if they stand up for what they believe in. She had shown them the power of a determined spirit and the importance of believing in magic. But most importantly, she had shown them the importance of nature and taking care of our environment. The enchanted forest was not just a magical place, it was their home, their sanctuary, and they had a responsibility to protect and preserve it. And they all lived magically ever after. The story of Lily and the enchanted forest would be a tale told over and over again, a reminder of the magic that exists in our world and the magic that exists within each and every one of us.